I just came back from a card show and filled up pretty much an entire 2-row of cards. Let's go through this together and I'll tell you what I spent on these and what my plan is for each card, grading, ComC, eBay, whatnot. You know the drill. It was an awesome show. It was the Great American Sports Card Show, as I'm talking, as I'm pulling these out, and I'll explain. Needs no explanation, but I will in a minute. But it was the Great American Sports Card Show. They set up in different places. I think they're usually in Kansas City. They came to St. Louis this weekend. It was a 3-day show and was really impressive. Probably 200 tables, I would guess. And lots of people from the Midwest, Chicago, Nebraska, Kansas, Arkansas, Indiana, and such. Lots of great dealers. I would say for the stuff that I typically pick up, not like a hotbed by any means, but was definitely able to find some good stuff. And starting with this JJ McCarthy, it looks pretty clean, so I will look at this for grading, but even so, being able to get this at 90% of the last comp, which is, as we're recording this, he is still out for the Vikings. I thought that was a nice time to pick him up. I still think he has a lot of potential. He's only played a couple games in his NFL career, so this one was a nice pickup. And I bundled that with some other cards too. They're kind of all mixed together right now, so I don't know that I'll be able to say like, this came from this deal or that deal. So I think the Neighbors, this one came from another deal. I think I ended up getting for $5 out of 125. I thought that was a good deal. These, with these price tags, all came from one card shop, I believe, based in Lincoln, Nebraska. Let me see if I can grab all of those. Yeah, all of these. And I ended up getting, I think, this stack for like 130. So, 25% off the sticker, something like that. Stuff like this, Ramondre Stevenson auto, Carlos Colmenares. I think that was a 101, still from Leaf, but Dalton Kincaid, who's that? Blake Corum autos, Steven Davis, some old school stuff, some good prospects. Alejandro Kirk, that one's out of 25. He's a really good player. I thought that was a good deal for $4 or $5. Justin Morneau auto, some cool stuff. Jerry Macklin's my PC, of course I had to pick that up. I have that card, but for $5 or $6 I had to get that. Josh Palmer for the Bills now. Rhett Lauder, great pitching prospect. A.D. Mitchell for $6. These cool old school autos, that'll definitely go to ComC. Cedric Tillman's having a good year. Todd Walker, I just thought that was a cool EX 2000 auto. I have not seen autos from that product before, so I don't know if that's worth anything. Zach Geloff, a good player. Some Quinnen Williams. James Wood, I thought a jersey for $4 was a pretty good deal. I didn't really look at all these up. Miguel Cabrera, Francisco Liriano. I just kind of took a chance on those. So I think, like I said, that was about $130. There were a few more cards from that lot. When I encountered them, I will show you. This one might have also come from that. I want to say this was like $20, but I thought National Treasures, rookie dual signatures, Joe Mixon, great player, great Bengal. John Ross, can't really say the same, but super fast. I don't know. That one, I guess as I think about it, I'm not exactly sure why I threw that in there, but cool card regardless. Buy cool cards, there's your moral. So this other guy had a couple boxes that he just said, hey, this stuff in this box, probably closer to like $5 a card. Stuff in this other box, I can't imagine there's stuff more than $1. So when I put it all together, he gave me a really sweet deal. I can't remember exactly what I paid, maybe $125 for everything. This is a really nice one. Topps Chrome Refractor, Rasheed Wallace. I looked up the comps on that, was a little surprised. George Gervin numbered, old school Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 50 stripe Dikembe Mutombo, LeBron rookie. So I think all in all, I was like close to $3 a card for all these. KD rookie, Corey Brewer, that's a gold refractor to 50. Peyton Manning patch, Pujols relic, 68 Hank Aaron. I mean, Julio Rodriguez in 99 at $3 a piece. Like, that was a great deal. Some Cal Raleigh rookies, Johnny Bench. I forget what that parallel is, but cool looking card. Drysdale, some Mantle checklists. That one's actually pretty clean. Clean checklists are not always easy to find. Jonathan Taylor Heroes, Tim Duncan, that's a silver. Şengün, Tatum, I think that's numbered. Davion Mitchell, Noir. Noir is a super expensive product. There's more from that lot here. Another Davion Mitchell. I just picked up some cheap patches. Sandro, he had a market for a while. That one goes as out of 16 from Obsidian rookie. I feel like that's a good Comsey, sneaky one, some Cam Thomas patches, Javonte Williams rookies. He's having a great start to his year. Franz Wagner, Kobe, DK Metcalf rookie. This is another lot. Okay, so all of this was around $3 a card. I think there's a few more from that lot that I'll mention. Again, these kind of got mixed up. Okay, so this next lot, I just kind of was going card by card, and the guy was able to knock off a couple bucks each way. So sometimes when I'm negotiating, I will, make a whole stack, kind of like on this lot over here on the right, and I will hand it to the dealer and say, what do you want for the stack? Or if he's already given me an indication, yeah, these are $1, these are $3, I'll tell him, hey, these are from the $1 box, these are the $3 box, these are the $5s. In this case, he had most of these individually priced, and I was kind of slow walking it just a little bit because I wasn't sure the flexibility he'd have on price, how much he wanted to negotiate. And so I kind of said, hey, would you take 5 off here? This is listed at 15, would you do 10? Would you do these 2 for 20? Stuff like that. And he was pretty flexible, pretty amenable, only a few times, countered. And so we were able to get this whole stack. And again, I'll put the price up on the screen if I can recall exactly what I paid for it, but it was all cheaper than what's listed on these numbers. But he had some really neat stuff, a ton of stuff. He said he sells on Whatnot. This is not Cam Taylor-Britt. It's his auto and his name, but I believe that's Donovan Peoples-Jones. So great defensive player, but that's not him. But I thought that was a cool card. Peyton Pritchard, I want to say the comps on this were like $25. It's not numbered, it's the gold wave, I think from Tmall. But super popular, great player for the Celtics. Thought that one might be a good one to try and grade. Kayshon Boutte having a great year so far for the Patriots. I picked up a little bit of his stuff. That'll probably be a Whatnot card. Jack Youngblood, I thought that one was nice for, I think, $10. Another Kayshon Boutte on card, which I like, out of Origins. Let's put these here. I thought this was cool. I don't remember what I paid for this. I think actually when I read this on the right, I think I read that as $10, not out of 10. So I may have screwed up a little bit there, but I think this one I ended up paying like $15. Maybe I can't remember. But cool card, Maurice Jones-Drew, Mercedes Lewis, draft class, dual auto. Like, you just don't see that stuff. Thought that was worth it. Jahmyr Gibbs, to $4.99 rookie. He's the man. Love that card. That'll hopefully be a gradable one. Jordan Davis, great player for the Eagles. Had an amazing defensive play last week in week 3 to scoop and score. This one I thought was kind of a cool one. Jamison Williams, no name. Maybe a good one to run through Whatnot. Larry Fitzgerald, I think maybe ended up getting that for $5. Thought in National Treasures, Larry for $5 was a good deal. And then I think this Rattler was $15. So not the world's greatest deals, but some good stuff, and it is good inventory. All right, so let's keep going on the left side. So the guys that sold me the JJ McCarthy, let me get to that in a second. So I ended up selling some cards to some dealers there and ended up getting this one in that deal. So I think I paid $10 for this. JSN, silver auto from Select. It's not his rookie, it's a second year, but still for $10, Jackson Smith-Njigba has been amazing this year. So I was really happy to pick that one up. And I think that one, if I don't grade it, would be a really good one to run on a live stream. So the guys that sold me the McCarthy had a ton of value box stuff for $1. And I basically picked out all the autos that they had. You know me, these are great cards to send to Whatnot. I think that was part of it too. So there was some stuff like this, H.A.N. rookie, Josh Allen, stuff that'll just go through my Whatnot stream. But those, I think I ended up getting for 75 cents a piece. I forget what he was. He just took off a little bit in the end. So that Julio Jones patch, that one was 75 cents. Okay, I know I'm out of order here. A couple of these came from them as well, but I got them for a little bit cheaper. Bubba Franks, that was not $1. That was a couple more. Same with the Cortland Sutton. Let's put those over here. I think the Jacob Wilson was $1. This one I ended up getting for, I think, $25. Steph Curry out of 49. This was $1. No, these were, I can't remember where these came from. See what I mean? These were all kind of mixed in. So I'll just show you these and we'll leave the exact price out, but I'm sure it was less than that. Quay Walker to 10. Trey Tucker had a huge game last week. Picked up one of his RPAs, just kind of test the waters. If it didn't have a price, it was $1. So these were all $1 or $2. Jaden, I think that ended up being $5. TJ Watt Blue Sparkle to 96. I think that was like 5 or 10. So you can see like some really cool value. This was a nice little, I think this one was from that lot where it was 25% off. This was a nice little value. I think I paid 35 on the Bucky, a little bit strong, but the seller was really a huge Bucky fan. I could tell that she was wanting to hang on to that card, so I wanted to make sure I paid fair on that. But then she gave me a good deal on these. I think these were $20, so $5 off. BTJ number 2, $4.99, and then a Josh Allen patch. So just a small little deal. Ended up getting this. This is like a Pop 3 Cal Rally rookie. Super rare. I think there was a sale, last sale was in 2024, and it went for like $30. Obviously he is skyrocketed since then, so I think I paid $40 for it, but I can't imagine that ends up being a bad deal on my end. And then this one, I think I matched the last comp of this Austin Meadows 101. I think it was like $40 is what I paid. But just, I mean, it's a 101 sick patch. Figure that should go to an Austin Meadows collector. Okay, some more cheapies. These were 75 cents a piece. Again, you can see, you know, collegiate stars, random autos, stuff that'll do great on, I mean, Brian Hoyer, he had a great pro career. Stuff that'll do well on ComC, Lamar Woodley, who else? Clausen, Bannister. I mean, a dual auto like this, Pat White. I mean, I didn't even realize that was a Pat White. So yeah, these cards will do great on whatnot. David Boston, Sign of the Times, Ohio State receiver as well. Yeah, so I'll just keep moving through these. You guys get the idea. I love lots like this. I get to learn about the players too. Michael Clayton was a good player. And learn about who sells, you know, contenders, rookie autos. Anytime I can pick those up, I usually try. I think this was $1 for a Nico Collins rookie. I mean, Contenders 2000 will forever be a collected set because of Tom Brady, but Lavernius Coles was no slouch. He was a good receiver, and that's his on-card Contenders auto. So getting that for 75 cents, I was not going to complain. Oddly enough, I bought that Bubba Franks card. I think I paid $15, but from the exact same set, from a different dealer, I found this Ron Duggins. I think that was a 75 center. You know, some random patches, Brian Allen, etc., etc. Let's finish this off here. Okay. So a couple more that the guys were really nice. They threw in a couple free packs for me to give away to some students. Donovan Mitchell, full court signs on card auto from Topps 3. Not a crazy card, but I thought that was nice. It's still sealed. And then a Panini 1 Joel Embiid. I think it was $55 for both. And that was from a repeat seller, a guy who's really, really good to me. So that was a nice one to buy from him. And then this last little lot, I think I paid, I want to say $100 for all these. Justin Fields, Hollow Heroes rookie. That's a case hit from Illusions. Cam Ward 101, not a great start to his career, but still a nice card for $15. I think the Herbert was 10. I think the Sherman was maybe 20. Richard Sherman orange auto. And then this one, the last comp was really unkind, and the guy was super nice. We kind of talked it through, but I think the last comp on this was like $30. But like I said, I think I ended up getting all these for around 100. So that was a nice one. But overall, that was the card show experience. Not the greatest card show I've ever been to, but certainly an awesome one. Got a lot of great inventory. And that's the name of the game. You got to show up. You got to take your swings when you can and make it happen. Make lemonade out of lemons. And I'm really excited to go through this lot and see how it turns out. So anyway, if you like videos like this, drop a comment, let me know. Would love to know your feedback. And what do you typically pick up at card shows? Do you go for those case hits, those super liquid cards? Or are you looking for sort of the diamonds in the rough? I think it's a good idea to have a balance. And then, like I said, take what it gives you. So I'm gonna sign off for now. I appreciate all of you viewing this video, and we'll see you in the next one.